Hey kids, the program you're about to listen to contains some adult situations, adult language, themes, and other adult topics. If you're easily offended, this show's not for you.
Be sure to like and follow Crazy Truth on Swingtowns. Swingtowns has been around for 20 years, so they're an established, well-known site with lots of users. So you'll be able to easily find people you're interested in. And unlike other big sites, on Swingtowns, you don't have to worry about being bombarded with messages from people you're not interested in, because only people you're interested in can message you. And the best part is, you can message those people for free on Swingtowns. Welcome back to another edition of Crazy Truth. How are you crazy motherfuckers doing today? I'm here, the host with the most, Kole, with the lovely Miss Amanda.
Hi.
And we are ready for another episode of Crazy Debauchery. This is episode number 11.
You might go live.
And you know what? I should go live. This episode... No, absolutely not. Keep rolling right along. This is episode 11, and we are ready to roll. So, we're going to start the show kind of like we usually do, but kind of a little bit different. Just a scotch. I've got weird sex news. All right, so the weird sex news of the day... or the week. Here's the deal. I didn't even read through this all the way because this is so fucking retarded that I just decided to keep it pretty, it's too stupid for words. So there was a man who took and put his car in a river while he was trying to jack off.
Well, no, I thought he was trying to give himself a blowjob.
Oh, maybe it was a blowjob. It doesn't matter. Jack off, blowjob, whatever the case may be. Dude, here's how this works. If you can't steer and do it, don't do it. Don't try. This is not rocket science at all. Just wait a little bit. Go to a rest stop. Pull over for just a second. Have a sandwich. Walk around. Have a cigarette. Jack off. Suck your own dick. Whatever it is you're going to do. But don't put your car in a river. I didn't even research this as much. That's how absolutely stupid this is. So yeah, so there's our tip. The crazy truth tip of the day. Don't try to suck your own dick when driving. If you're gonna have somebody else do it,
rock on.
Roll with that shit. That's awesome. Otherwise, don't. And don't wreck your car then. Yes, it's illegal. We all know that, but just don't get caught. All right, so let's go on with the regular. Let's go on with the regular show. We're going to do what we always do this week. We are going to take and answer our questions, our mailbag of questions. So I'll tell you what. Why don't you introduce the first question today?
You want me to?
See,
I can speak?
During the production meeting. Somebody wasn't paying total attention during the production meeting. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I listen.
We're off to a great start today.
Agree to disagree.
It's my birthday weekend. We might be hungover. Rumor has it. We're not for sure.
We?
Well, me. I'm assuming if I was drunk, you had to have been too.
No.
I'm just going to assume everybody was drunk with me.
No.
No? Tipsy?
I started off that way. Well, actually, I started off earlier in the day.
That's because somebody started day drinking before somebody else did.
Because I was supposed to be responsible and watch after you later.
That's right, and apparently you did. Because now I'm hungover.
There you go.
I'm not really hungover. I'm just sweating rum right now. I'm just sweating straight rum. It's a little warm in the Casbah studios today, and I'm absolutely sweating straight rum. So I'm like one of those frogs that if you lick them, they like get you high. If you were to lick me right now, you'd be drunk. We'll try it later.
Sure, why not? I'll give you a good old lick later.
Birthday fun continues.
Yeah, it does.
All right, you want to go? Do you want me to go?
I can do it. It doesn't matter.
You go. You lead us.
Okay, so the first question comes from Seattle.
Sweet.
How do you deal with flakes?
Okay, so this is gonna be a good show. Okay, so flakes. First of all, let's put it out there. We've all had that situation. You go to set up. I'm assuming they're referring to something like if you're going to meet people and you have this whole date, dinner, sex thing planned out, and then they don't show up. Well, number one, here's the deal. Shit does happen.
Well, yes.
I mean, people get all bent out of shape the first time somebody canceled. We've seen this before on the page that we run and all the rest, where people get all upset because somebody can't show up or cancel at the last minute, right? Remember, in theory, swinging is supposed to be like a hobby, right? It's supposed to be a hobby and not like the dominant thing. So look at it this way. It's like you have a tea time and you're supposed to meet your buddies at like 7 a.m. for a tea time. But you wake up and your back hurts. So you call your buddies and you cancel. Does that make you a flake? Do all your buddies get all pissed off and go on Facebook and say you're an ass and everything because your back was sore?
But maybe they're referring to people that just don't show. Don't call, don't show.
You never call me. I never hear from you anymore.
No, it's some people don't have enough respect or common courtesy to call and say I can't make it or something came up or I really don't feel like, I don't have a good feeling about this and I don't, we can't meet.
Right, which is true. And I get that's damn annoying, especially if we're fortunate because we don't have to arrange babysitters or any of that kind of stuff anymore. But I can absolutely see where if you have to, it's a week-long process just to get the time, date, and everything set up. But then all of a sudden you have to take and, somebody cancels at the very last second or just doesn't show up. That sucks, okay? And there's no doubt. Here's the deal. You're going to run into assholes that are going to do that. You're going to get ghosted. Mm-hmm. You're going to go there. You're going to have the drinks. You're going to, we're sitting there, and then the people just don't show up. It happens. How you deal with it, I mean, some people, it's like we've talked about on other issues on other shows. You may go through a stretch of bad luck where you have, it could happen 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's going to piss you off. So step one is, if that's happening to you a lot, maybe you need to look at how you're communicating leading up to it. Just saying, not that flakes are your fault. Okay, we're not saying that they're necessarily your fault because here's the deal: some people are just fucking loons. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Some people are just dicks and they're loons, right? So, but there's a chance that maybe you need to look at maybe after you set up that meet that maybe you're coming on too strong. And you're scaring people away a little bit. Mm-hmm. That can happen. Maybe you are taken and you're not communicating enough.
Could be.
People need that reassurance. The other thing you want to look at is what kind of questions were you asking ahead of time? So if you're consistently going after newbies, right? Fresh meat. Fresh meat. Oh. You're always going after newbies. Newbies will get cold feet.
Yes.
Okay, they were really sure they were all excited about this, and they were up until the point of it's time to make it happen. And then you couple with there's an embarrassment. If all of a sudden you're going to take and you can't show up, whatever, there's embarrassment there. So the way a lot of people in this world just do it is they take and instead of being adult about it, because we know this is an adult activity, instead of being adult about it, and they just won't show. So, obviously, kind of keep that in mind. If you're consistently having trouble with newbies, then maybe you want to look at talking to a couple that's a little more experienced. Just saying. Or maybe where are you meeting them?
That could have a lot to do with it.
Because, we love social media because that's safe. Right? We don't actually have to interact with anybody. We can be keyboard cool, right? So we can take and we've got our profile and they've got their profile on whatever site it is, and we shoot each other messages and we send each other outdated pictures in there, or we send, or don't, and you should send current pictures, but we communicate, but there's never actually any real interaction with the couple.
Right. So
you can't have anything that's going to gauge that maybe shows that maybe they're a little bit iffy, a little bit flaky in general, just kind of like scatterbrained or whatever. So maybe you need to look at changing and going to more actual meet and greets. Mm-hmm. where it's actual face-to-face, actual contact with the people, where you're actually forced to do things like shake hands and like give a hug, and you can actually kind of read their expression and kind of get a feel for the actual people.
But what if you live in like a real small town out in the middle of nowhere and you set up to meet another couple or a person? You don't have access to meet and greets without having to drive several hours.
That's true. That's true. And that's part of a risk that you take. Then use your social media to try to get in with other groups, because obviously, look, even if you're in the middle of nowhere, there's other people in the middle of nowhere also that are usually part of a group. Communicate with a multitude of people to try to develop some relationships. Most clubs or groups are going to have some sort of party every once in a while, or they're going to know, or a house party is going to come up to recommend to go to. I mean, the other part of it is, it's just part of it. I mean, how you react to it is half the battle. We've seen people that just lose their shit when they get stood up, right? And then in turn, what I don't think they realize is they take in, and then that attitude can come across to the next couple that you're trying to meet with. Because one of the first things people then do is they're saying, hey, well, the last people we tried to meet with, they were such fucking flakes. They ghosted us. And well, that's going to scare couple B that's just innocent people away. It's like, ooh, these people are kind of mean. So I mean, you have to remember, you can't judge the new couple you're starting to meet based upon the experience of the old couple.
Right.
The rural area, that's a huge challenge.
Yes.
That is a huge, huge channel. Channel? What? Ooh, yep. Hold on.
No, I haven't.
Tasting the sweat. Yeah, that's rum.
Ew.
All right. So I mean, it's a huge challenge, but you just have to you have to look at the whole overall picture. You can't take it personal. Okay. You can't get yourself all bent out of shape and worked up into a lather.
Yeah, but people can have common courtesy. Even if you're all of a sudden chickening out, you can easily message them, because everybody can talk freely through message and not have to speak their voice.
Yes.
Can easily say, I don't feel comfortable, or I'm not ready, or whatever the case may be.
Right. Or come up with a lie. I mean, well,
most
literally,
of us can understand the first time around. If you're scared to go to somebody, meet them, you can go, I'm not ready.
Right. Well, and kind of even with that, where were you going to meet? Sure. I think that can play into it really big time. And a lot of people go, well, how's that dealing with Blake? Well, here's the thing. You have to put yourself in a position to succeed. So if you're trying to set up where they're gonna come to your house, okay, or to go to their house, that can be really intimidating. Really intimidating. So make sure you're trying to set up for somewhere that's neutral. Like a regular bar or a restaurant or whatever the case may be. Something that's neutral, because that's something that's can trigger some people to want to flake out. And then they're not going to want... Some people are not going to want to actually deal and be honest and say, hey, this is happening, or we have to cancel, because they're afraid of what the reputation they'll get. They don't understand that you flake out and you ghost people,
you're getting a bad
reputation. The other thing I'm going to throw in there, keep in mind, I think it happens more than people like to admit. If all of a sudden the woman goes on her period, that can cause people to have to cancel. And although you would think we're all adults, it's nature. Nobody, there's not a single woman out there that just goes, oh, sweet, it's time for my period. Yay. I mean, do you know of anybody ever like that?
No.
Okay. So even though we know that's it's a natural thing, sometimes women will be
embarrassed,
and they'll be upset, and they just like, that's it. They kind of, it's like a freeze type thing, and they don't, they're afraid the other couple's going to be mad and the whole 9 yards. So, kind of keep that in mind a little bit. There's a lot of things that can come up. Don't let one ghosting or one flake totally throw you off. the final point with that, singles. I got to hit on singles. Because we hear this a lot with singles. A lot. You will have less chance of a couple flaking out of you, in my opinion, my highly untrained opinion, than you will a single. Single male or single female. Because as a general rule, singles, when you're setting up with another couple, every couple understands there's more hoops to jump through. Mm-hmm. So you've jumped through the hoops, so, now you want to, fuck. Where a single is more, a better date came up, a better opportunity came up. So keep that in mind. Of course, right now, all the singles listening, those motherfuckers hate singles, bashers. But, I mean, it's true. It can happen. Just a little bit. So just kind of look at the overall picture and keep everybody, all of that kind of in the thought process and look at what you're doing and how you can do it better. And then just don't overreact. And absolutely do not go on social media of any kind when you're pissed off about somebody having flaked on you and blast them on social media.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, you if you want to vent, I suppose, but do not go on and actually use their handle or their actual names. Do not go on and bash them, because at that point in time, even though they did you wrong, you look like the asshole. Mm-hmm. So you always want to kind of keep that in mind. Don't do that. All right. Well, that was better than I thought.
There you go.
All right. Excuse me. All right. So our next question, this is a good one. I'm brand new and I'm really shy. Should I even go to a party or to a club? And that question comes to us from the rural Midwest. That's what they ask us to say. Rural Midwest.
Okay.
So this is interesting. This is really, really interesting because we have an advantage because we're a couple.
Right.
Okay. And the truth is, as a couple, you do have an advantage because well, in theory, it should be. In theory, that no matter how much shit goes south, we know if nobody else talks to us, we can talk to each other. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's like the buddy system. If one of us starts to drown, the other one can help out.
Very true.
I got all kinds of analogies today. Golf, buddies. Okay. Anyways, so the thing is that we know that. So for a single, that gets. I mean, I can absolutely appreciate how much more intimidating that would be because you're really walking into a situation and it's just you.
As a single, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it.
I don't know either. And so there you go. There's
it
part of it.
Depends if I knew somebody that was there. If I didn't know somebody that was there, I don't know if I'd walk in. I would be shy. Okay.
Well, absolutely. So, and that's getting the female perspective. Even as a single male, if I was a single male, and let's please note here, we're both happily together. No time to being single. We play alone, but we're staying together. Buddy system. No. So the thing is, even as a single male, I could see that would be intimidating. I think a single male would have it easier than a single female.
Why?
Single male, you can kind of mill around. You can kind of be, bravado a little bit. You can, talk about sports. You can, I don't know. It's just like, you've seen it at parties. We've seen it at parties where a single male can go park themselves up at the bar and you can look like a barfly, like you're waiting for somebody. And no one really even notices where a single female, okay, what do? You go sit at a table by yourself? Do you go stand in a corner? I think that sometimes women can be, and this isn't a rip on women, okay? So everybody put away your torches, just saying. But I think sometimes that women can be a little more intimidating for another woman to walk up to. They're more intimidating for a guy to walk up to. You get a pack of women. A single guy, you're going to be kind of careful walking up there. Because, just saying. So for a single woman to walk up to another group of women that you don't know and just be like, hi, I'm Amanda, how are you?
No, I'm going to stop you a second. You know me, obviously.
Yes, I do. Sexy as hell.
Would I randomly walk into a club or a meet and greet or whatever even married by myself?
How much have you had to drink?
I can have quite a bit to drink. But would I personally go in and talk to people if I knew no one?
Okay, now you'd be more apt to.
Okay, how about when we first started?
When we first started, no. When we first started, no. You would
Even
not have
as a
felt
couple,
comfortable.
I was the quiet one sitting there, and you would talk to everybody because you're way more outgoing than I am.
To be honest, and we got to be honest, we've always been honest on because the truth, hence the title. Even when we first started, a lot of times when we go out to new places, I'm not near as JoJo the Circus Monkey. I'm like, woo! I'm not quite that.
Depends on how much you've had to drink.
Again, number of cocktails always plays. But I'm not as outgoing even in that situation. So I can be a little more timid. So the question though was, I'm shy. Why would I want to go? Well, you want to go because you also just understand there are going to be other singles there that, guess what? At one point in time, they were the new person. They were that person coming in.
Right.
And even the couples there have an understanding of people being shy and being reserved a little bit and being concerned. Now, you can do a couple things to help offset that. One, you can, again, you've had to have heard about the meet and greet, the party, whatever, somehow. Whether, again, social media, whatever the case may be, you've heard about that somewhere. So, reach out, put posts on it, let people know, say, hey, I'm a single female, I'm really excited, I'm new, I'm looking forward to be there. Who's all going to be there? It's a good way to, you don't actually know them, but you can feel a little bit more comfortable. The other thing you can do is you can really reach out to whoever's putting on the event.
Yes. Usually your hosts are going to be welcoming because they want you to come back.
They want you to come back. But you still have a responsibility to let them know that you're coming and that let them know your situation. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm new and I'm really, really shy. I know that if we throw an event and we know that someone's really shy, we're going to go out of our way to, when that person comes in, to take them around and introduce them to people. Or we're going to make sure that there's other people out there to go, hey, hey Joe, Mary Sue's coming. She's really shy. Can you kind of help introduce, we're going to introduce her. Can you, kind of help her feel welcome? So your host should do that for one, but you have to let them know, you don't want to just go wallflower and shit. Because if you just go wallflower and just sit there on a wallflower, a lot of times people won't really know what to do with you. They'll be that's almost intimidating to walk up to somebody when they're being really wallflower.
Yeah.
Right? So, but let people know. Reach out, kind of go that way with it.
You have a single female that says you need to feel the crowd out first.
Ooh, that's really good. Okay, so the single female who's put that on there, because obviously for those of you that don't know, we also take and go live as well while we're doing this. So tell me what you mean by feel the crowd out. I mean, what do you think that means? I'm trying to read his idea.
Well, you get the sense of. Well, I would assume. I don't know. I don't feel the crowd out. Well,
that's not what I've heard. Hey, that's funny, it.
I don't feel the crowd out at all.
Okay. Well, the thing is that you can, I don't know. You got to get the courage to get in. But you're right. Once you get there, feel the crowd out. Go to the bathroom, feel the crowd out.
Go to the bathroom, walk in the door, and go straight to the bathroom.
Well, walk in and kind of just act natural. I mean, that's one of the things. Just kind of act natural. Smile at people. Those sorts of things. Smile, big smile.
welcoming eyes, welcoming face. But actually, here's the thing. Go. One thing's for sure. If you don't go to the party and you sit there at home, you won't meet anybody new.
Right.
Go. Have the courage. Have faith that people are going to be there for you. So now,
one time with this same female, we went to a bar with her, and she says you have to walk in with confidence.
that's very true. You do. You can't walk in. You can't walk in anywhere in life like a whipped pup. I mean, you can't walk in. You can't. You don't. You can't walk in scared. You have to have that smile on your face. You have to have confidence. You have to have that so that you're like, that people want to come and talk to you. If you walk in with bitter bitch face, or if you walk in with douchebaggery written all over you, if no one's going to talk to you. It won't happen. But if you walk in friendly and smiling, you're going to be surprised. You have to have faith. You have to have faith. But the biggest thing is go. You have to take the first step, because if you don't, you'll regret it. Mm-hmm. You may miss the chance to meet somebody and have a great, great time all the way across the board.
Very much so.
So, just have to go with that way.
High heels and confidence is what somebody put.
All right. Great first two questions.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm going to take a second here, and hey, we want to give a shout out to the sponsor of our second half of the show, The American Dream, half concert hall, half gentleman's club. One hell of a party with live music every Thursday through Saturday night and adult entertainment every night. Never a cover, but always a great time. The American Dream, 7402 F Street, Omaha, Nebraska. All right, and we're back. Thanks, I love doing that. That's fun. Okay, so we because we go live, we actually got a question from B. He asked us a question, and this is a really good one. What do you do when you are having a house party? But people want to know, other guests want to know who's coming. Is it okay to let them know?
Most definitely.
Absolutely. We agree. That was, you had no hesitation.
Well, because you want to know who all's going to be there. What if it's somebody that you don't get along with?
Absolutely. We're big believers. We're big believers in full disclosure. So this way that we can take, I was just reaching for a man just in case people want to know. Full disclosure, you want to make sure at a house party that everybody has a good time, everybody jives. Now again, we kind of touched on this before. You're not going to invite somebody that you don't like to your house party. I mean, unless you're an absolute fucking moron. Hey, let's have a house party. So. Let's have a house party. Those people, they suck. Let's have them come over. You're not going to do that. Unless it's to end the house party. You can tell them at a later time. So, when they come, they're going to clean out the house. Somebody's going to be like, fuck, we got to go. No, so you're going to invite people that you like. But remember, just because you get along with everybody doesn't necessarily mean that couple A and couple B, they might not like each other.
Right.
So in the interest of wanting to ensure, again, the D word we don't like. Remember, there's two D words. One's dick, she likes it. One's drama, nobody likes it. To make sure we ensure that you don't have drama, you need to go ahead and let people know who's on the guest list. Mm-hmm. It allows people to appropriately, professionally, and adultly bow out. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, what happens is you'll have people get there, or you have the potential of drama, and people literally, we've seen it happen at house parties before. People show up, they're sitting around, everybody's having a good time, things are just going to get started, and another couple shows up, and the mood is instantly killed, and literally one couple was like, okay, well, we have to leave. They didn't even try to come up with a fucking excuse. No. They were just like, we got to leave. And literally packed their toys, like the little kids. They took their toys and went home. They did. They took their toys and they left. And it took the entire mood of the house party and threw it out. So you want to take and make sure that everybody is having a good time, or that they're going to mesh. Mm-hmm. And it's not your job to go through and go, do you like person A? Do you like person B? Do you like person C? That's not your job.
No. But if you see on the list there's only one person you're interested in playing with, it's going to be kind of awkward.
Exactly. And you have the right, you should have the right at any point in time to respectfully decline invitations. Mm-hmm. So, but if you don't know, what you're going to find if you have a house party and you don't let there be a general invitation or a general guest list out there, people will just, instead of running the risk of actually taking and walking into a potential nightmare, they just won't come. Mm-hmm. And they won't come in about so many invites, and then they won't even acknowledge invites. They just won't. People don't want to do that because when you're making the decision to go to a house party, that's different than going to a bar.
Well, yeah.
I mean, granted, we're all in the lifestyle. We know what the idea of it is, but that's a different level of a commitment. Okay, when you're taking and you're making plans. This is where the whole thing. What do you tell the sitter? Well, we're going to be out till 3 or 4. Oh, what are you going? Bars close at 2. Perkins. We're going out to Perkins. That's it. I mean, it's a different level of a commitment of what you're going to do that Saturday night, mm-hmm. and you don't want to take and go into that and have something that's just a complete and total someone you can't hack. So we would strongly encourage, put out a list. Mm-hmm. Put out a list, keep it updated, and obviously, it doesn't need to be where people can comment on it. They can just see it.
But it gives you a chance to, as somebody said, it gives you a chance to contact other people and get to know them before you meet.
Absolutely, and that's a great point. That's an awesome point. The chance to, maybe you see that other couple is going to be at a meet and greet the next weekend, weekend before the house party, so you can get a chance to meet them.
Well, the first one that we went to, we were given a list.
We were.
We went through the list on a website.
We went website stalking.
We looked at all their pictures and everything else, and we chatted with them, sent them emails, and there were some people that we weren't interested in, but there were quite a few that we were interested in.
Hold on. Okay, that's a good point. Okay, so there, a follow with that, we got another question right along with that, and this is actually a really good point. A good question. Should you let the host know why you're not coming?
I don't think it's necessary because that can start drama where it doesn't need to be.
Bingo! Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. I did that really loud just for the sound guy. That's exactly right. Here's the deal. Host, if you're putting it on, you need to understand your guests are not under an obligation to justify their attendance or their non-attendance. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't matter if it's a fucking hotel takeover. That doesn't matter if it is a hotel takeover, if it's a small meet and greet, if it is a house party. Okay, you need to just be willing to go. Okay, this person can't attend.
Right.
Okay, it's whatever. Now, hopefully, if you, in a house party situation, you have enough of a relationship with the people that you're inviting, mm-hmm. that they are going to want to tell you. Right. Okay. Now, exception, because there's always an exception to the rule, right? I always say that. Always. Who's the exception to the rule? Kole is. There's an exception to the rule. The exception to the rule would be look, if you are invited multiple times, right, and there's always the same people on that list, and you always say you can't attend, at some point in time, or if the host asks you, why are you not attending? I think that point in time, if you have a good enough relationship to fuck them, sport fucking, whatever you want to call it, you should have a good enough relationship to say, hey, here's the deal. We don't really care for couple A. We don't expect you to change who you want to have be there, and you shouldn't.
Or we've had issues with this couple. We're not going to cause anything. You have fun with them. Let it be. Have fun if everybody else is okay with it, and then we'll hook up at some other time.
We'll hook up at a different time. Don't get pissed at your host if you don't want to tell them why, and they continue to invite these people that you don't necessarily care for.
Right.
You can't be pissed at them for that. But that you just have to know that that's one of those things where you take and it's all about relationships and building relationships with it a little bit. The other thing is, when it comes to this stuff, whether you're an attendee or a host, okay? Host, you shouldn't demand answers as to why. Attendees, don't lie. Don't lie why you can't attend. Just say we're unable to attend. Period. Because when you lie about stupid shit, it's like, well, mom's not doing well, so I gotta. That is going to do nothing. That's going to do nothing but come back to bite you in the ass. And then once somebody finds out that you have lied about it, then feelings get hurt. And then guess what? Here we go again. Drama, the D word.
Yes.
Okay. So you want to avoid the D word at all costs and whatever you can do. Okay. So I want to do something different here. We have other questions, but I want to skip the other questions for right now.
Ooh,
okay. Yeah, look at me get all adventurous. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna go a little bit on a rant.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a rant right now because this is, and we've talked about this. Really, you've heard this rant before, so this is not something that I'm just coming pulling out of my ass randomly.
Okay,
it's about the lifestyle in general, and this is something I put out there. To all of our listeners, I don't care what part of the country you're in. I don't care what part of the world you're in. Okay, the lifestyle is very, very simple. Or it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be rocket science, right? It's supposed to be about fun. It's supposed to be about a good time and an enjoyable experience. And this kind of actually ties in with our person about being shy and being new. Here's the thing. Every single one of us out there was new at one point in time. We all, either as a single or a couple, we took a chance and we went into a meet and greet, a swinger activity of some variety. And to be quite honest, if you think back to it, we were scared as fuck. We were terrified. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what was going to happen. We've talked about it in other shows. We didn't know if it was going to turn into an orgy. We didn't know. Okay, and we were that couple that sat out in the car contemplating, should we walk in? Did we have courage enough to walk in? And every single couple has been there. Every single has been there. But we all have a choice now. What do you do when you see that new couple, when you see that single, when you see that person? Do you make the conscious decision and the choice to walk up with a smile on your face and say, hi, I'm Kole, this is my wife, Amanda. Are you new? Or do you sit over with your group in a safety and sit there and go and whisper back and forth and look over to everybody because nobody knows who the fuck that person is, and do you ignore them? Because the reality of it is, what happens is every time that person, that couple, those people get ignored, they're only going to sit there for so many hours. And they're going to, and all the planning and the excitement and everything that went into finally making this step to enhance their marriage or enhance their love life or to whatever the fuck they're there, it's all going to be gone. It's going to be shot. And what's going to happen, they're going to sit there for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. They're going to look at each other. They're going to get up and they're going to walk out the door. And they're going to go out and get in their car and they're going to go, what in the fuck was the point of that? Why did we do that? That was horrible. Nobody even talked to us. That sucked. And that might be the really cool couple that you become great friends with, that you may have a great time with, that has whatever the case may be. But they're not going to come back if they don't. They're not going to come back so they can sit there and be ignored again. But it's up to each and every one of us. Now, we were fortunate. We were very fortunate when we were new. There was another couple when we went to the meet and greet. We went to our table, or a table, by ourselves.
Against a wall.
Seating for two. Okay. We sat there, nervous as fuck, got our drinks, and just sat there. And they came right over to us, introduced themselves, and said, come on, we want you to meet people. And they took us around to every single person, and introduced us. and introduced who we were and had a small conversation and kept us moving. And the whole night, we never sat down by ourselves again at all. And guess what? It made the courage to go the next time to the club really easy. And then when we went to the club owners, they've become great friends of ours. Guess what they did? We were brand new. That couple was there. We walked through the door. They said, "Oh, hey, you guys got to come over here. Come here," and called us over so that they could introduce us to the owners of the club.
I'm like, no, he's busy.
Yeah, we're like, no. And the owner of the club was like, "I'm never too busy to meet new people." And came over and spent time with us. And every week we went back for the next couple of weeks. Guess what? They always had time for us. And they had time for every single new couple. And that's why it made people feel welcome. So the thing is when you're sitting there, when you're going to your next lifestyle event, this is where you have a choice to make. Are you going to be the snotty, clicky fucksticks that everybody hates in the lifestyle? Because we all hate them. We all talk about it. You can go on any site and see the posts about it. Or are you going to be the couple or the person that makes a difference and makes somebody first swinging lifestyle, BDSM, fucking whatever experience rewarding? Now, understand, being nice does not mean you have to fuck them. That's the thing. Being nice, I don't care if you have no interest in that person's not the right body type, they're not, whatever. Who fucking cares? Being nice doesn't mean you have to fuck them. Being nice means you're being nice. It's the lifestyle community. It's what separates us from the fucking animals. It's what separates us from the rest of just society. We're a community. We help each other. We're there for each other. And that's what separates it. You don't, when the new neighbor moves in across the street, you don't just drive by and flick them off every day because you don't know them. Hey, fuck you. No, you don't do that. You're trying to meet your neighbors. It's a community. It's the same thing. Will you be that person? Will you be that couple? Will you think back and remember what it felt like when it was you? And that is what makes the difference. That's why people are willing to try the lifestyle, because they've heard those positive things. And it's a choice. Now, if you're a new person listening to this, I want to put this disclaimer out here right now, so there's no confusion, no hate mail. By the way, if you have hate mail, send it to Amanda. If there's any hate mail, there's no hate mail on this. Just because somebody's nice to you does not mean you have to fuck them. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't mean that just because they're nice to you, you're going to get to fuck them. That's not how this works. It just means they were nice to you. And if everybody's being nice and everybody quits worrying about, oh my God, I smiled at them, now I got to fuck them. No, it doesn't work that way. But you have to make them feel welcome. And when somebody makes that effort to you, when you're the new person sitting there and they make that effort to you, you have a choice also. You can sit there and go, oh, hi, and not follow them and not try, or you can open up and try and go, hey, nice to meet you. We're brand new. We don't know what's going on. And roll with it a little bit. And you can have the courage when they say, hey, you know what? I got a group of friends over here I want you to meet. They're super cool. Why don't you come join us? You know what? It's going to be awkward. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be fucking scary because they're brand new people. Well, did you get in the lifestyle to meet your partner that you already know and just sit there? Or did you get in the lifestyle to meet new people? You want to meet new people. So take a chance. Pick up your drinks, go over and sit down with those people. You're not going to know some of the shit they're talking about. You're not going to know them. But you know what? You're going to leave that night and you're going to know 8, 9, 10 other people. And you're going to have a familiar face when you walk in the next time to know. And I don't care if you've been in the lifestyle fucking 10 minutes or 100 years. You have that responsibility. We all do. So do it. Take that chance. Grab the new people and introduce them. Get them excited. Get re-excited about the lifestyle yourself. I think that the biggest mistakes a lot of us do in this lifestyle, we've been in a long time, so we get in our ruts. Well, we only want to fuck couple A and B. These are the people we know. That's safe. And we forget what it was about. We forget when it was exciting. We forget what it felt like to be new. So take a minute before your next thing, because we record these on Sunday nights. We release these on Thursday nights. Okay, so here's the challenge. It's going to be a Thursday when you actually hear this. So when you listen to this, when this is released on a Thursday, take a chance the following Friday and Saturday night, or whatever night you go out, and make it a point and an effort to take and look for, at your next swinger event, one couple, one single, whatever it is, that you have never seen before, or that look new, or look dazed and confused, and walk up to them and say hi.
It doesn't even have to be someone you've never seen before. You can have seen somebody in a bar or at a meet and greet and never gone up and talked to him. I don't know if it's the courage or no interest or whatever the case may be. If you've never talked to him and you don't even know what their name is, at least go up and say hi.
Exactly. Yes.
I know I've seen you here many a times. I just wanted to say hi.
Just wanted to say hi. It will make you feel so excited about the life. It will bring back that excitement that you had when you were new in the lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And I only know that because we've done it. We have been guilty of being on both sides of that. We've been the new people. We've also been the people that just stood there and let other people introduce new people around. And then we made the decision we weren't going to do that anymore. And it reinvigorated. It gets you so excited again. No. Is every couple, every single week going to be your cup of tea? No. Absolutely not. But when you have people walk up to you and say, I had a great time tonight, thank you. And then when you have them come up a year later and say, man, that night you introduced us around, I'm so glad you did. That's a feel good. That's what it's about. And you're exactly right. If it's somebody, I'm going to give an example. Can I give an example?
Go right
I can
ahead.
do whatever I want. I'm going to give an example. There is a regular place that we go to. There is a couple. They are substantially older than we are, so they're probably in their mid-60s, if not older, a little bit. They come every weekend. Every weekend they come to these events. And they're not our cup of tea in terms of interested in hooking up, but they generally sit alone at a table. And she likes to dance, and you'll see her kind of dance around a little bit, but they just kind of sit there by themselves. And no one talks to them. Everybody knows who they are. Every single fucking one of our group and the group in this area know who they are. But what nobody knew was they drove 2 hours one way every single Saturday night to come down there because they wanted to be a part of it. So we realized that we didn't know anything about them. So one time we took a chance and said, hey, we're calling Amanda. You are. Why don't you come join us? And you know what? They were like kind of shy. They were caught off guard.
Okay.
They couldn't believe it. And they even said, well, we're kind of old, we're like the old people. And we're like, we don't fucking care. Come on. Now, have we ever hooked up with them? No. Will we ever hook up with them? No. Are they really fucking cool people? Mm-hmm. They are. They're a lot of fucking fun. You know what? They started coming. That's when we found out they drive 4 hours round trip for a weekend to come there. That's where we found out, well, they wanted to go to a couple Halloween parties, but they were scared because they were old and who would want to talk to them. And they started to come to more things because you know what? Then other people started to meet them, and other people started to say hi, and other people started to include them in the lifestyle. Mm-hmm. That's making a difference in people's lives. That's what this is all about. Mm-hmm. You know what? She said to me the last time that we'd seen, it's been a while since they've been down. Thank you. She gave me a big hug. Thank you for including us. It was nice to feel popular. And it's like, you know what? You're cool. Why wouldn't you be popular? Well, we're old. No, you're cool. Coolness has no age factor. It has no age factor. So reach out to people. Take a chance. Do something cool. So it just is what it is. So there you go. There's Kole's rant on the lifestyle. that ought to get us some viewers or listeners. Wow. Anyways, so love one another. It is what it is, man. That's what this is all about. So we're going to wrap it up here tonight. Hey, I want to take a chance. No, I don't want to take a chance. I want to take a moment Fuck. Don't do podcasts hungover. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Again, big thanks to swingtowns.com. Register for free today. Make sure you let them know that you were referred by the Crazy Truth. That's www.swingtowns.com. Remember, you can sign up for free. It's awesome. They've been around for over 20 years. And also, The American Dream, always one hell of a party, 7402 F Street in Omaha, Nebraska. And hey, you can follow us all over the place. You can follow us on our YouTube channel. That would be Casbah. Or look up, you can search Crazy Truth, and you can find us there for our actual videos. Check those out, because those are our finished ones. Those look really fucking cool. Yeah. Our tech guy does a good job on those. Absolutely. You can also follow us on Facebook, Crazy Truth. Remember, Crazy's with a K on Facebook. You can on Instagram. You can follow us. It is Crazy, Krazy. That's capital K _ Casbah with a capital K. You can also follow us on Twitter. God, I really got to fix this. That's right. I fucked it up. Follow us on Twitter at Truth Crazy. Fucking tool. Should let somebody else set that up. Anyways, follow us on Twitter. We make all kinds of we make the name stick. And hey, if you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more of us, see more of us, maybe see more of Miss Amanda's hoo-hoos, woo. Feel free to visit our Patreon and become a patron today. www.patreon.com/Crazy Casbah. We have some really cool stuff that we give you if you help us out. And remember, we want to hear your love, your hate, your questions. You send it to us at our email let's see, what is our email? It's crazy, Krazy, .casbah, KASBH, @gmail.com. Was that loud enough on the app for you? Thanks, appreciate it. All right, guys. So for now, doing it the only way I know how, and the only fucking way I want to, Casbah style. Out.
Bye, y'all.